All right. I would like to ask our next speaker. Now I'm going to switch into German.
Matthias Einhoff ist Künstler und Co-Direktor des Zentrums für
Matthias
Urbanistik.
Einhoff is an artist and a co-creator of the Museum of Art and Urban Planning, co-creator of Kunstrepublik Collective, an activist, scholar in the Monuments Park and Sculpture Park in Berlin, the Basel Arts Pakistan Festival of Culture in Berlin, and the 5th Biennale in Berlin, Biennale Jakarta 2013, in Salzburg, Mannheim. In 2012, he set up a Center for Culture and Urban Planning as a place of scholarship and studies on the everyday life uses of art in the Moabit railway station. He was teaching all over the world, in Moscow in the German Academy, Wolfenbüttel in the Federal Academy. Kunstrepublik is the co-founder of the House of Statistics, looking for connections and which reactivated the building complex in the center of Berlin through artistic actions, collaborating with refugees. Matthias is not going to give us a conventional presentation. Let's just let ourselves be guided. Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah, and I see that you can hear me. All right. So I shouldn't be getting too close to the microphone. Perfect. All right. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here with you. I haven't prepared a presentation. I was more looking forward to the conversation, which is going to happen next. What I can contribute is my practical experience. So I'm going to try and do something that I have experience with. I've been moderating a lot of panels, trying to connect different positions and different thoughts, different ideas. We have heard many different ideas, diverse ideas about the global citizenship, about global community, how art can hack the problems and issues of our world, as was stated in the beginning. Perhaps I could comment on these on the basis of my experience. So I'm going to try and make a network out of them. So the big answers to big questions. SM58, it's a microphone for musical production. I used to be a musician, so I know, and instinctively I'm trying to approach the microphone as much as possible. So as a musician, I'm just drawn into the microphone, towards it. Sorry about that. So my work involves a connection between art and society, and here we're talking about exactly this: art and society. As an artist, I graduated from the Academy of Fine Arts in Berlin. Together with my colleague, we decided to set up a house of art. Our central thesis was to try and generate global discourse connected with local practice within our center in this former goods railway station. We are collaborating with a network of international artists with whom we've been organizing expositions every month over the last 10 years. We organized lots and lots of such exhibitions. And even though we had artists from all over the world, we somehow realized that we were homogeneous in our approach. We keep being surprised how artists from different countries can actually present a homogeneous approach. So at some point we faced a question how to escape this kind of bubble. And we are trying to achieve that through local practice. In our part of the city, we involve people who are first generation or second generation migrants, and the questions that they ask are very different. How to participate in a community, how to participate in its wealth as well. So we are actually talking about certain discourses and which are not easy to break because of habitual patterns of thinking. And then we have this novel kinds of society. We created a series of formats which were designed to be an offer that is easy to follow, easy to engage in. Let me give you some examples. Well, playing football together is pretty banal, but we can reach a lot of people in this way in our neighborhoods. We thought that we could devise a format where we have philosophers and artists and people involved in political discourse on the level of the city, and to put all these people in situations of a game, a football game. We are staging a city before the football game, in the middle of the game, and after the game. So in the middle of the game, during the break, we put out chairs and we sit down and discuss city matters, the local reality, the challenges that we faced. And we involve people. We can show another reality to people who came to watch a football match, and we have good conflicts generated in that way, which is great. This is part of my work in this urban planning center that we are running. And by doing this, we are trying to somehow avoid or counteract and mitigate this homogeneous nature of our discourse. We are also trying to forge our collaboration with different artists in different formats and have a real impact on the urban politics of Berlin. We are using our artistic heart to do that. On the other hand, we also use our will to effect real change and have real impact. One of our actions was the inscription put on an empty building, and it's actually the building covered with the surface of 40,000 square meters. The statistics house used in during the former DDR times. And we just wrote that this is the place where there'll be the place for social matters. So we kind of went beyond advanced the future by just speaking about the future. And in this way we created a place where the discourse was supposed to happen. Indeed, out of this artistic action, it generated a small realpolitik reform, which we are now trying to use to change the city in a more inclusive or non-inclusive way by creating and generating dystopias and utopias, and by actually going through all the instances. So trying to reach all the and go through all the administrative steps that are prescribed for such change. Every week we're meeting with public administration for urban planning. We have created instruments to create another model of the city, more inclusive city, allowing for more integrative work. I noticed that there was a division emerging in myself, ideological division, because as an artist I don't always want to be comfortable. I sometimes want to find something problematic, but it does not always go well hand in hand with what I want to achieve. It's very difficult to admit that I also work as a process manager. And I have to deal with realpolitik, with economic issues, with this almost utopian project of setting up the statistics house. And we noticed, our collective, Art Republic, that we need to support this practice, and we're actually trying to support it. I'll give you a specific example. We are trying to create together in collaboration with local administration to create a new collaborative space by acting totally transparently as artists and as citizens interested in the project. We want a full openness, full formats and full inclusivity of also the city in this, which also means that we need to ask ourselves and answer legal questions and financial questions. As artists, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and we intend to continue for the next 5 years at least to work on this house. We want it to become the new headquarters or of a new sub-district of the city of Berlin, located in its very center, where you can actually make your dreams come true. And where you can implement things that will then be reflected into the society. And this is also something of thinking parallel to the pro-market or the for-profit thinking. This is the position that we are holding, which we are trying to defend. Somebody asked, how can we face future challenges, not only urban challenges, such as how to create an inclusive city, but how to deal with ecological change, climate collapse, how to deal with them as a society. We did art on these topics, and we also tried to create, apart from the works of art, new models of economy. There was a project which consisted of an economic system, including human and non-human stakeholders. As active individuals, we decided that we also want to include bees into our system, into our economy, and the bees were not to be represented by a group of activists. I mean, real bees were to be part of the system. We used technology to achieve that. We used the blockchain technology. I don't know if you are familiar with that. Bitcoin is also based on the blockchain technology. And blockchain actually allows us to replace trust which we had to give to the state or the bank by technology. So this is a completely utopian idea. Technology provides such this trusted solution, and then in this way we are able to find a way for the bees to also communicate. We put a matrix in a beehive, measuring things that are important for the bees, temperature, humidity, etc. The bees need special conditions in order to be able to grow and to exist. So it needs to be 40 degrees Celsius. The bees actually tell us what they need, because they disappear if the conditions are not correct, are not right, and we can see that immediately because we are measuring these factors and we are tracking their migration. So in the system we can also pass a message on to the bees that if they are there and care for us, we can offer them something in exchange. We will care for them. And bees can actually also see that they can benefit from something. There are 17 billion euro generated by bees around the world every year because of the pollinating action, not only the honey that they produce. So we can actually, if they contribute to the economy, why not make them also a part of the benefits? So this was the project of us talking to the bees and negotiating with the bees. This kind of economic system and the model can be perceived as a dystopia, but actually this is just the example of a way how we can include non-human participants into our systems, into our well-being. The same goes for trees. The trees can also communicate through a kind of algorithm. If the trees are not feeling great, we can have some measures that will tell us people immediately that is the case. It's difficult to explain these projects if I don't have the visuals, but I hope that you'll have now the notion of the processes which actually allow for some negative visions of the future, but their aim is not only to create a positive vision of the future, but actually to show different paths towards different futures, to depart from the paradigms of thinking and to ask uncomfortable questions and open up new horizons of impossibility. And that's actually my work. That's what it is about. To work at the frontier, make breakthroughs, show the paths. On the other hand, we need the part of the job is to do a real job here and now and to affect real physical change around ourselves and to face and deal with real solutions, not only my own, not only my problems, but also problems of people that I might not know so well.